Hey there, 5-6. I want to show you something. Here I have a broken whiteboard. You can see that the sides are coming off, the bottom. It's just a hot mess. What do you think it would take to make this complete again? Why do you think most of us place less value in something that's broken than in something that's complete and whole? What do you think it means to restore or build something? Much like we can bring the original beauty back to something that is broken, God has a plan to rebuild and restore creation to the way it was originally meant to be. So today we're going to look at this plan and how we can be involved in that plan. So our scripture reading for today comes from the book of Romans, chapter 5, verses 12 through 19. When Adam sinned, sin entered the world. Adam's sin brought death, so death spread to everyone, for everyone sinned. Yes, people sinned even before the law was given, but it was not counted as sin because there was not yet any law to break. Still, everyone died from the time of Adam to the time of Moses. Even those who do not disobey an explicit commandment of God as Adam did. Now Adam is a symbol, a representation of Christ who was yet to come. But there is a great difference between Adam's sin and God's gracious gift. For the sin of this one man, Adam brought death to many. But even greater is God's wonderful grace and his gift of forgiveness to many through this other man, Jesus Christ. And the result of God's gracious gift is very different from the result of that one man's sin. For Adam's sin led to condemnation, but God's free gift leads to our being made right with God, even though we are guilty of many sins. For the sin of this one man, Adam, caused the death to rule over many. But even greater is God's wonderful grace and his gift of righteousness for all who receive it, will live in triumph over sin and death through this one man, Jesus Christ. Yes, Adam's one sin brings condemnation for everyone, but Christ's one act of righteousness brings a right relationship with God and new life for everyone. Because one person disobeyed God, many became sinners. But because one other person disobeyed God, many will be made righteous. This passage in Romans might sound a little complicated, but it's super exciting and can bring us a lot of encouragement after our discussion from last week. So let's see what we can learn and how it impacts us. That brings me to my first point. God has a rebuilding plan for you. I'm going to post some questions on the screen and I want you to pause the video and take time to answer them on your own. God's love is amazing. God's brilliant design was that we would be perfect and we would experience a deep friendship with him. But sin messed up that plan. In spite of this, God continues to pursue us. And even though we are broken, God still loves us. God continues to provide a way for us to be restored to his plan, to be forgiven, and to live the life we were meant to live. But God's design was and is not just for us, it's for all creation too. That brings me to my second point. God has a rebuilding plan for creation. I'm going to post some questions on the screen and I want you to pause the video and take time to answer them on your own. plan is for all of creation to be rebuilt and renewed. This is an exciting promise and an incredible part of God's plan. That brings me to my next point. God's plan for you includes being part of the rebuilding. I'm going to post some questions on the screen, and I want you to pause the video and take time to answer them on your own. As I mentioned before, God has a great plan to restore all of His creation. And the cool part is that we have a chance to be a part of it too. This may come in a variety of different forms, but we have the privilege of being part of God's plan. I'm going to post some additional questions on the screen, and I want you to pause the video and take time to answer them on your own. I'm going to post an application on the screen, and I want you to pause the video and take time to answer it on your own. That's all I got for today, 5-6. See you again soon.